for Doombox.com, and this is actually a really sad article. So, almost 6 in 10 are living paycheck to paycheck, according to a survey. So, almost 6 in 10 U.S. adults in a new poll report they're living paycheck to paycheck amid an economic landscape fraught with inflation and recession fears. Which, by the way, if you are in this situation, feel free to leave a comment and talk about your situation. So, a CNBC Momentum survey on financial confidence found that 58% of Americans say they're living paycheck to paycheck, and that 70% said they feel stressed about their personal finances. Nearly 80% of respondents making less than $50,000 and 74% making between $50,000 and $99,999 said they're stressed about their finances, and even among those making $100,000 or more, 57% still said they're stressed. Which, like, to me, like, this always, like, amazes me that, like, after, like, the $60,000, $70,000 take home pay, like, I am shocked as to how many people are, like, living paycheck to paycheck. Or even worse, where they have, like, a very large negative net value, right? Where, like, they could literally be like $500,000 in debt with no retirement, no money in the savings, maybe only like a couple $100 in their checking, and they make like multiple six figures. Like, it's kind of crazy to me because, like, I've overheard a few conversations with people who were making really good money where they just had nothing. They literally had nothing. I mean, they had a nice car, they were living in a nice house, but in terms of like money that they actually had access to, nada. So, just because you're making good money, if your habits are still there, those bad habits of spending money and getting into debt, you're still going to be screwed. So, you need to change your habits so that when you get to the point where you actually make really good money, you could actually keep more of it, invest more of it, and enjoy more of it. So, nearly 80% of respondents making less than $50,000 say they're living paycheck to paycheck, compared to just 32% of those making $100,000 or more. And across all income brackets, 59% of respondents cited inflation as a contributor to their financial stress. More than 40% cited economy wide instability, and roughly 35% cited rising interest rates and a lack of savings. Nearly a third cited medical and healthcare bills. Conducted March 27th to 31st, the survey polled 4,336 U.S. adults and had a margin of error of plus or minus 2 percentage points. Which, by the way, in terms of like healthcare bills and like medical bills and whatnot, I feel like a lot of problems would be solved. Which sadly, because according to like a video that I checked out, that technically legally these hospitals are supposed to do this, but they don't because they just pay like a cheap fine. But hospitals should reveal, pretty much like a fast food joint, what does each surgery cost, right? What does, the level of care cost? What do these pills cost, right? And apparently, they're supposed to do this, but they just pay a fine. So I think only like two out of all the like major hospitals actually like reveal what their prices are for their hospital. And the reason why they do that is because if they don't list it, they can pretty much charge whatever they want. It's a very interesting thing. Let's see. Okay, nothing else on that one. So here's the thing. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, one of the few ways that you could actually like stop that is one, at the bare minimum is to figure out where your money is going. Because what I've seen a lot with so many people is they just literally have no idea where anything is going, right? So you get into situations where you might be like a married couple making a combined income of like 80 to $100,000, and yet you have no money in the bank, no money in checking, you're overdrafting on your checking account, you got maybe 20 grand in credit card debt, you got two car loans, right? You got student loans, and you're basically just pulling out your hair because you just don't understand what the hell is going on. So if you're in that type of situation, what you need to do, which I would do this if I was living paycheck to paycheck, is go to Walmart or CVS or whatever general type of store that you got. Buy a very cheap pocket notebook, right? I'm talking about like the pocket notebooks that are like about like hand size or half your hand size, and a pen, right? You could probably get it combined for like $2 or something, $3, right? And the reason why you want to get that is because you need to write down every single time you purchase your money. And the reason why I want you to do that, and like here's the thing, don't change the way that you're spending it. Just like you need to keep a log, a record physically that you write down so that you keep it inside your head. It's like, oh, I go to Starbucks every single day and I roughly spend $10 a day at Starbucks. That adds up to a good amount of money per month. Oh, every time I go to the gas station on Tuesdays, I don't actually go and get gas. I spend like $8 on like treats or something, or beer or whatever, right? And you just see where this stuff adds up. Because the problem is, a lot of people think that these small purchases don't mean much, but they do, because they're habits that add up because they're very repetitive, right? For example, let's say that you eat out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner in terms of like your just meals, right? Like this could be fast food, etc. The average cost for like a fast food meal, like let's just say, like a burger joint, right? Like let's say like McDonald's or Burger King or whatever, something like that, right? It's going to be about like anywhere from like 10 to $12 per meal, right? Because you want the burger, maybe fries, and a drink, okay? Those three things. That's going to be about 10 to $12. I mean, I saw one McDonald's charging like nearly $30 for a burger, which is kind of crazy, but it adds up, right? So let's just say that's $30 a day that you're just spending on those meals. Not anything else. Not the gas that you might fill up, not some sort of snack that you end up buying. Like just those three things per day. And you get that Monday through Friday because you're working, okay? That adds up very quickly. And like today, if you were to just do that today, it doesn't really feel like that big of a deal. Or even in like the process of doing it, it doesn't really feel like that big of a deal. It's like it's only $10. Oh, let's just say that I make like, I don't know. Let's say I make 1,500 a week or something like that, right? It's only $10. What's the big deal? It's only $10, right? But it's $10, then $10, then $10. That's $30 plus snacks that you get. Oh, that might be another $5. Oh, the coffee that you get. Oh, that's another three, $5. Oh, maybe I want to get like a treat or something for like my pet because I just love my pet. Oh, that's $5 right there. And so you could end up getting to the point where you're spending maybe 50 to $60 a day, right? And you just don't even realize it. So that's the problem that I mainly see, is that like typically it's just people simply do not have any idea where their money is going, in the form of just pure ignorance. So, the best way to solve that is to literally burn it through your mind by writing it down. Because when you write something down, when you write something physically down, instead of tapping it on your phone or just thinking about it, you have a higher chance of actually like remembering what you spent, how much you spent, how often you spent. Like it just like stays inside your mind a lot easier. It's like, oh, like I really have like a problem with energy drinks. I should probably stop drinking energy drinks, or at the very least find like a cheaper option for energy drinks, right? Like I mean, I used to know someone that was spending like nearly $12 a day on energy drinks. Like that's crazy. That's just energy drinks. Like that's not good for your heart, and it's definitely not good for your wallet. Just something to keep in mind.